Hey, good morning. Yeah, this morning I wanted to talk a little bit about stress. I think it's one of the things that's really misunderstood. As far as our overall health goes, we talk a lot about, the nuts and bolts and the training and nutrition and, all that kind of stuff and positive thinking and all those things. But I think we tend to miss one of the major points. And I've talked about this before, but it all ties back into this cell signaling thing that I've talked to you about so much. The foods we eat send signals to our cells that to either grow or decay. It's going to do one of those two things. It can never stay the same. And the training that we do, the cold plunges that we do, all of these things that we do to try and keep ourselves healthy is because they're sending the proper signals to the cells to keep us young and vibrant. Okay, and so one of the other things I wanted to talk today to you about is stress. And I think stress, that whole word, sometimes the word itself will just literally stress people out, right? We hear that terminology all the time. And so I'm here to discuss this morning that stress itself is not the enemy. Mismanaged stress is the enemy. Because again, it's that perception of how the stress may or may not affect us physically and mentally. It's that perception of it that really matters. Okay, so we can either see the other thing to understand is all stress is not created equal. There's really two types. One is called Eustress, which is actually a good kind of stress. That's the kind that we want. That's why we work out. That's why we cold plunge. That's why we take saunas. That's why we do things that, push our limits a little bit. That's why people do marathons and all those things. It's a little bit of stress that causes, again, a signal to our body to grow. Okay, so that's eustress. It's a good kind of stress. But there's another kind of stress that's called distress. Okay, and distress can be overwhelming and it just feels draining. And so what happens is your brain decides. Your brain is the one that decides, is this going to break me or is this going to build me up? Okay, your brain decides that through the perceptions that we give it. So it can either be a performance enhancer. I mean, a lot of athletes use this to their advantage. Some athletes, or even say public speaking, some people get really stressed again, that word, about that, and see it as a negative thing and like, oh, this is gonna kill me, and it's, I can't believe I agreed to do this, and I hate public speaking, and all these words that they use around that. But I'm here to tell you that athletes will use that stress to fuel them. That fuels their fire. That's like, all right, bring it on, let's go, let's do this. Okay, and so it's the same stress, but a different perception of how that's gonna affect us. And pro athletes, pro speakers, they know the difference. They know how to channel that in the right way. So what I'm here to say, and you've heard me talk about how comfort will kill people, it's so true here. Avoiding stress will actually make you fragile because you don't know how to handle it. You don't know what to do with it. Okay, your system just doesn't know. Okay, your purpose becomes messed up. You just don't know what to do with it. It'll make you fragile. But voluntary stress, the type I'm talking about, can actually build anti-fragility. And that's what we're looking for. So like I say, the training, the cold exposure, even fasting for a certain period of time, all those things are a eustress that will send signals to the cells to grow. So I would ask you when you feel yourself getting amped up, kind of ramped up about certain things or getting stressed out about things, don't ask, why is this happening to me? Why does this always happen to me? But instead ask, how is this serving me? What's this teaching me? How am I going to get better as a result of that? And to use that stress as a fuel, don't try to eliminate it, but just channel it in the proper direction. Okay, Because as you know, the old saying, right, pressure can either create diamonds or it can create dust, right? So a little bit of pressure is good for you. It makes you have to problem solve. It makes you better at dealing with all kinds of things when they inevitably happen to you. But the choice we have here, it's not in your circumstances, it's in your perceptions, okay? And so we have to go back to that all the time, and you're going to hear more and more about this. It's not your genetics. You don't have bad genetics. Your genetics is a code. There's actually research that shows that these people that say, well, I'm going to have a heart attack because I have bad genetics, or I can't do this because I have bad genetics, only about 2% of disease states are actually attributable to poor genetics. The rest is attributable 100% to the signals that you're sending to your cells, through the things that you're eating, through the ways that you're thinking about things, through the training or not training, through the cold plunging and not cold plunging. All of those things are sending signals to your cells each and every day. Your trillions of cells, they are getting a message, hey, either this is a growth environment, we can get better as a result of this, or hey, we better back off and take it easy because we're not getting the nutrients we need, we're not getting the signals we need for growth. So to wrap it up here, just remember that it's not the stress itself that can hurt you, it's your perception of that. And you can actually measure at the cellular level. If you think that this stress is bad for you, you can actually see the cells responding in a negative way, or pulling back, or decaying. But you can take that same incident, and if you just mentally think, oh, this is going to make me better, this is going to help me grow. Why is this? What's the message I'm supposed to get here to get better? And it's not going to hurt me, it's going to help me in the long run. If you just change your perception of that, you can literally measure at the cellular level how it has a positive effect on your cells. So next time you feel yourself getting stressed out, amped up, I just want you to think about that. And the absolute worst thing you can do, especially as you get older, is like, oh, thing that I have to do, or that thing that I have to do that, I just hate it and it gets me all stressed out. That's fine. Just remember, it's your reaction to what's stressing you out that actually makes a difference. It's not the event, it's how you react to the event, your perception of that. So I hope that makes sense. It's really important to understand these concepts because it seems like a little thing, and it doesn't really require any effort on your part. It's not something you have to go do. It's just something that you have to understand. And just simply understanding that and reframing how you look at stress in your life, it literally can change everything. So hope that makes sense. Have a good day. If you want to learn more, or you want to understand a little bit more about what we do here to help you understand these principles and so much more, reach out. You know how to get a hold of me. Have a great day, and thanks for tuning in this morning.